know, I'm in one of those moods today. Not because I want to be. Go Eli, go, please. Not because I want to be. It's because I. It was some things that I inherited and didn't want to inherit. So what I'm gonna do right now is share it to Facebook to get some people over on this side to join me, because we're gonna talk about some decisions that we inherited without even realizing that we inherited. All right, so here I go. My son be bothering me as soon as I go live. So I want to say welcome once again. I know so many of you heard, y'all seen me post on my Facebook that I lost my brother-in-law. He was definitely shot on Friday the 13th, in his residence where he lived. And y'all reading stuff online, I'm gonna say be very careful what you believe. Okay, so, and that's what we're going to talk about today: inherited belief systems. Some of the things that we inherited that really should not really control how we believe until we get the facts. Some people are really working on helping people to understand what type of person he is. Your decisions that you make in life really speak volumes, and it's really important that you understand that. And who is influencing your decisions, which is a big deal as well. Whoever you are, thank you for being up here. Who is really influencing your decisions? Because that's a big deal. I want to talk about this culture thing. And what I mean culture, I'm going to talk about black and white relationships or anything outside the culture of the norm. And it's near and dear to me because I've been seeing this all my life. And I'm tired of sitting back. And I want you guys to understand, I'm tired of sitting back watching this thing without anybody addressing it. And I want to address how it baffles me and how I feel from the inside. And I ain't telling you that you have to take my belief system on. I'm not telling you that you have to agree with me. But I really want to address this because we got people that's dying behind these relationships and things that's really going on, or going through a divorce behind these things that's taking place, because they don't understand culturally some things, the dynamic don't work. Sometimes they do if you really got God leading it and you strong enough in your mind to handle the things that go on in the relationship, or really understand or grew up around those dynamics. But if you did not grow up around those dynamics, some things are going to break you apart if you don't have God first and strong enough to really try to understand what's going on. And I've been around enough relationships to understand some of the things that's really taking place. Now, I really want you to share this video. I could care less who it go out to or who really understand. I'm here because I'm frustrated, I'm hurt, I'm disturbed, but I'm also at peace because it's a learning lesson at the same time. I lost my brother-in-law on Friday. He was not in a relationship, but he had a roommate. Every person he been with, far as I know, since high school, was a Caucasian woman, a white person in his life. That's what he know. That's who we got his children by. There's my great nephew-in-laws and nieces-in-laws, however you see it, in my life. They are blended. They're loving kids. Okay, don't get me wrong. The thing is this: he was shot and killed in that apartment. Why? If you live in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood, African American people, and I'm one of them, me and my husband, but I got my husband here with me, I got my children with me, I got other people around me as well. You have to also build a community around you who know who you are. Okay? Because, welcome to live chat, remember to guard your privacy alive. Okay? Okay. Whoever put that, okay. The reason I'm bringing these things up is because some of the things that's really taking place, and some of the things that really goes on, and it's really about your identity and how you grew up in the culture that you grew up in, that really hurts and harms the people that's in your life. And why do I say that? Because if they don't understand you or how you grew up, and it goes on both accounts of the family, guess what? It will really hurt on the other end. Okay, so I really want y'all to recognize these patterns and these things that's really going on. I have people in my life that I hold really near and dear to me, and they're in these different types of relationship that really, their influences and their decisions are influenced by their culture that they grew up in, and by who they're surrounding themselves by. How do I know this for sure? because I'm around some of those cultures that really operate in another type of system that I'm not familiar with, but I have to make myself familiar with those systems and begin to govern myself in those codes to operate in those systems for those cultures to understand who I am. Now, I'm not going to tell you they're doing the same thing to understand me on the other end, but I definitely have to understand them and how to operate in those codes that they operate in. Okay? And if you marry outside your culture, I'm telling you, and if you got things that they don't understand and they don't understand your frustrations, it's going to be difficult if you don't have the community around you to vent. Because they're not going to understand your frustration if you are African American, a person living into a predominantly Caucasian area and you got some frustrations you dealing with, just dealing with racism in their environment. You cannot go home and tell your spouse about that because she or he, whoever it is, that's the opposite race, is not going to understand it. They don't know. Right? It says trading high tire secrets. So we really got to really understand these things and really dig deep and love do not keep things together when you got those frustrations that you want to really, who's being racist? I don't know who's being racist. I don't know anything about that. What I do know is you have to understand the culture and things like that, and where people live and how people in their community operate. Because anything, look at the world in general. I want you to look at the world in general. What really, well, I heard you say, oh, believe you me. You right. You're right. Even in a marriage, I'm telling you right now, let me say, you fine, because I want you to really understand me. In a marriage, even my daughter right now is married to the opposite race. If that person get mad or they start saying stuff, they saying the N word. And they're not my race. But because of the frustrations, where did he get that from? It's a system that he grew up in, the world and environment he grew up in, to even say that. Because he's mad now and frustrated, he's saying it and calling her that. Y'all feel it? So shall I say it's racism, or shall I say he's frustrated and he feel like he has the right? Y'all, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Because to me, I call it racism. To me, they're probably venting it, but it's their relationship. But I wouldn't be able to handle it because I was in the military. It said Jake and tell her to break up with him. Yeah, I would, but that's their marriage. I'm only the parent, remember? Which is a big deal. And one thing about me, I don't want to break up somebody where they feel that they're in love. I want them to feel it for themselves. So really in that relationship, sometimes she's scared for her life because he'll get mad and break stuff and call the cop and say, I'm going to get you. How do I know? And she'll leave and say, hold up, I'm not coming back. And the police call you, need to come back. No, I'm not coming back because I'm the other person in this relationship. That's a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal to her and it's a big deal to me because I don't want her to lose her life off after some of the things that I don't see you operate in this world. I'm saying this because these things happen. I'm saying this because it is like really big in the world today. If you look at most of the fights and the things that's going on and how people support each other and what's really going on, I want you to look at the culture. And these things need to be identified before we could get over them, because if you don't identify them to get over them, you'll never pass it. You'll never pass it. All right. And it's a big deal. And it's difficult in a marriage. It's difficult understanding and misunderstanding. It's difficult. But people don't really want, love. Love ain't gonna sustain thing when people calling you out of your name. Love ain't gonna sustain when you raise different and you don't understand the raising and the brand that they're raised in, and the systems is running in the back of their mind. Just love don't understand those systems if you have not dealt with those systems. Because it's definitely a big deal. Do I feel that that's what happened? I do. I do feel that that's what happened. That's why you see most of the time when things go out, we don't know. I'm trying to sustain because I'm hurt and I'm broken right now over the thing that happened on Friday. I'm broken because it led up to certain things that shouldn't have taken place. I'm broken and hurt because even where people think they know the truth, it just put out there, and we don't want to really speculate or go out there and try to defend some of the things that should not be said anyway. But sisters ran in back of their mind of this person had to do this and this because you reading it. What if I'm in a relationship? I'm gonna say use it for an example. What if I want to stop somebody? Women do this. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm a woman myself. Some women are manipulative. If you read the Bible, even when it came to Joseph, did that woman, Potiphar's wife, not try to go after Joseph? And he said no, and he ran from her, and she pulled the clothes off of him, then gave the clothes to Potiphar and said, hey, Joseph tried to come on to me because Joseph told her no. Because he said, I'm in control of everything this man have. I don't want to be in control of his wife. This is the one thing he told me I could not touch, and I don't want to touch it. Do y'all follow me? It ain't about race then. It's about women being manipulative and wanting what they want. Sometimes it ain't about the race. And sometimes it is about it, but the men don't see it. They just see a man in a woman's house that's the opposite race, and what she said on the phone and just going there blazing, thinking it's okay, and it's not. So what I'm saying is we got to be very careful and really understand the dynamics of what we're getting involved with. And thank you for putting it out there. I believe you me. I don't talk, and I can talk to them blue in the face, but they got to learn. And I don't want nobody else to lose their life behind learning about the culture in the relationship and the frustrations these people have. And most of the time, and I've been on this earth a long time, okay? I know I'm forever young. That's what I tell myself. But I'm getting ready to hit a half a century this year. Matter of fact, in a couple of months. And I want to be very clear with some of the things that I'm saying, right? Yeah, it happened Friday. Somebody passed away. It's all over Facebook. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And some of the stuff is untrue. So I'm saying it because what the scenario that's being put out, you don't know the other side. You don't know the other side, but I do. Right? So what I'm trying to get you to understand is, because of what they heard, they went in there thinking because they our color, it had to happen that way, but it's not true. But I'm saying the frustrations and the difficulties of these things that's taking place when somebody tell you, no, this is not how it's going to be. How are we, if you don't understand the upbringing and deal with the patterns and have a healthy relationship or ask the right questions, how are we going to deal with them? What do we know? How do we know what to deal with? We're right now, and I got to be very transparent because I'm hurt. If we don't get our life in order and be transparent in these relationships when we go in these different relationships, okay? My brother-in-law passed away. He didn't just pass away, he got killed. He got killed by the people that are supposed to assist, protect, and defend. I'm one of those people, when I was in the military, assist, protect, and defend. Off of something that was said. You got to go look at the whole thing. Okay? So, what I'm saying is, almost, I've been here almost a half a century, okay? But I've seen a lot of things in my the people that's supposed to assist, protect, and defend killed him. So if you pull up that model, you'll see who I'm talking about, right? And what I'm trying to get let you know, yes, brother, yes, please, thank you. I'm not happy. I'm broken. We putting out justice, but what I'm gonna build into is we got to have our affairs in order. He had everything in place, guys. I'm gonna tell you this, and you have everything in place. Me and my husband have everything in place, and I'm married to a husband. He got a different policy separate from me. Okay, and I'm saying this on purpose because it's some things that I discussed through the divorce, because it's some things that we try to assist people with. But if they tell you, hey, all this got to go to her, and she's frustrated, she's taking everything you have, build something on the outside of that. Because the people that love you are not going to help you, okay? And she's not going to help you if she discussed it with you. She's going to say no. So it leaves us in another alternative way to come up with things to help put you where you need to be. It put the other side of the family in a bind. And it should not be. You have other children besides the ones you have with them. And it's hurtful. And we're broken. But we got a family to take care of ourselves. This is a big deal to have your affairs in order. Your doorbell, no, my daughter keep opening the door. That's what it is. My doorbell did ring. I got a 13-year-old that couldn't open the door. But this is important. And they know, people know when I go live, and I want to be here for the full 30 minutes because I need to get this across about the things that's really, that we got to operate with these systems that's running in our head. We got to identify them, right? We got to really identify with them and say, where do these belief systems come from? Why are they running in the back of my mind? Did they come from my environment or my culture or my mom or my dad? Why are they so dominantly running? Is it a tradition? Try to see through the lenses of the person that's in your life. Why are they so frustrated? My kids, my daughter, my 6-year-old came home last week. And she said, Mom, I'm really hurt. And she waited late to say, and I said, why? She said, because a girl hit me in my nose. I'm like, okay, did you let the teacher know? Now, my programming, because I know the type of school she's in, okay? I know there's no teachers that look like me. I promise you I do know, because I've been here in this neighborhood for at least 12, 13 years now. I know who's at the school because I'm there. I got older kids that I already went through. I go down there and check all the time. I look. I know there's no teachers that look like me. I know there's very few students that look like me there. So follow me. And I said, did you tell the teacher? She said, yes, I did. I said, what the teacher did talking about? Put me on the cooling wall. Why do you got to go to the cooling wall when somebody else punch you in your nose? And now I'm questioning because I didn't get a report that if my daughter did anything. I didn't get an email saying that she did this. So now I got to take the word of a 6-year-old when an adult should have emailed me anyway from the beginning. And I got to email and say, I didn't get a report from you, but this is what my daughter said to me. Now, how do you think that make me feel that my daughter had to go to a cooling wall? And I know ain't nobody else out there that's my color that hit her in her face, and the teacher didn't let me know. Now, what emotions you think that bring up in me? Now, here's a frustration on my behalf. Yes, it makes me mad, right? And I did email the teacher. I did email her. You follow me? So now the justifications is what? Because this late at night, it makes me angry. Indeed. So how should I react? Should I tell my daughter, well, you better go punch her back in the nose? It's too much of that fighting going on already. When are we going to get past this? Are we living in another day of modern day slavery is what I call it, right? I'm frustrated. It makes me frustrated. How can I get past this? What are we living in? I went down there a few years ago. My other, oh no, you got to say to tell. I did say tell the teacher. She said she told the teacher, right? I even emailed the teacher. Like, why my daughter had to go to the cooling wall? She the one got punched in the nose. Right? What's going on? Let me tell you, I had to deal with this with my 13-year-old, and I took her out of school until she got in 7th grade. Made ground. I had to teach her the foundation to say it's okay to be brown. They didn't never give a brown paper in her class because it was only brown student in the class. They always give a tan paper. How many movies you see these days that they think your brown children think that tan or cream color people is better than them because they don't see that in their school to say everybody should be treated equal. Right? You get it? So you can take her. Why? Why? Do you understand how these schools are set up? This is my neighborhood too. The school right down the street. I can walk to the school. Why should I have to move when you should have different things in the school set up for everybody? Do you know that school system is set up different from the other ones? They set them up for success to go into colleges systems for success compared to the school system set up for us. Y'all got to see this big picture. I see the big picture. I know. But see, you can't just say that. You just can't say that, right? You got to really be careful. So you now got to work around, be strategic. It's not checkers, it's dominoes. Right? This is not checkers, it's this chess. We got to be very strategic with the moves. You got to learn how to maneuver and really understand and show concern and say, listen, we got to do this for everybody. And even take it out there, the paper to make people. Hey, here's some brown paper. Use that for my daughter. Let her know it's okay to be who she is. That brown is also beautiful. Every color God made. Right? So if you only 10, why you funny? I said this is not made for kids, right? So what I'm saying is, even if you enter in relationships with different people, right? And if you in different areas and understand relationships and strengths and love and things like that, I really want you to really get it that sometimes it could be strained on different areas of your life. It could be strained in different areas, in different relationships. Where do these patterns come from? Where do these things come from? Do you look at it through the lens of your partner if you're in a relationship? Do you see the frustration that they go through? I remember in the military, and we have multicultural. One thing our assignment was, we didn't care. My battle buddy is my battle buddy. I could care less the skin color, where they came from, Greek, Chinese, white, black. We don't care, right? We sing green and battle buddy, right? That's what we saw. And that's how I still see the world. The community that I'm surrounded with. That's why. Do everybody see it this way? No, they don't. But I got to have a clear lens and a clear perception. And clean hands and a pure heart. But it still hurts. It still hurts that people could be manipulated and don't see it that way. It still hurts when you lose somebody to what somebody else said that's untrue facts. It still hurts when somebody take you for everything you have and don't really care. It still hurts. It still hurts when justice don't prevail. It still hurts when people out there lying and try to smear your name. It still hurts. It's still painful. It still hurts and it's painful. And I'm going to give you this story in the military. And I told my battle buddy this. I said, listen, we already know the MOS, and MOS is the job title that we're in. And we already know how it operates. So every time you speak, also have a battle buddy. I don't care if it's female or male, have somebody there to witness the conversation. Because you can lose everything you got. That's why you have a community of people around you the right way. To be a witness through your conversation. I had a friend named Ariel who she left the school. Yeah, I understand that. Left the school probably because of some things that was going on. And the reason I'm saying these things is because other things can take place. We see a lot of things that goes on in this world. And it's not God's way. It really ain't. And remember, the war begins within. And the within is those systems that really is unspoken. Those systems that was raised with the traditions, the environment we was raised in. See, I was raised in a small country town in North Carolina. When I was being raised, people were still going through back doors. right? We couldn't even go in front of the store sometime. We had to go in the back and still pick up some stuff. It's some things that were still going on when I was being raised. So for me to even break free from those cultures, it's still some systems running in the back of my mind that I still had to deal with. I ain't talking about right now, that I had to personally deal with from within. I had to be coached. I had to deal with them and really confront them. And it couldn't take just me. It had to take a team of people to help me. I went through the School of Prophets in Florida. And one of the women said, you got to see people that's ignorant. And ignorant means not knowing when they come at you. And I always see that perception. She said, anytime they say something out of the way, just in your mind say they ignorant. They just don't know who you are. And let me say that for the people that even look like me. We're going to be in a group of people. And those people support each other. They speak to each other. But you see me and I look just like you. You'll walk right past me with your head up because you are fearful about speaking to me. And I'm going out of my way to talk to you. Let it go. It's okay. I'm just acknowledging you. Like, yeah, we're here and we're here together just like they do. Have a conversation. Meet somebody different. But you don't got to dismiss me or other person that look like you. Partner up. It's okay. And partner up with people that don't look like you. But don't just walk by them with your head for people to say, oh, they're going to go together and dismiss us. They do that to you all the time. Believe you me. And it don't matter what environment you in. I just went to a women's conference with a lot of different women, all backgrounds and everything else like that. And I seen people that look like me that walk, that didn't want to speak. But we're in a women's conference, right? And the other people did, and I didn't mind. I'm still going to speak to you because it didn't matter to me. And I'm putting this out because it's hurtful and painful that it's a system in your head that you got to dismiss and hold your nose up so high that you can't speak to the people that look just like you. It ain't about the color of your skin. It's about being a woman, period. Or a man, period. It's about respect all the way around. That's what it's about. And when you letting, I don't know who you hear screaming, it's probably my son over there saying something. When you letting somebody in your life really dictate, or in your environment dictate who you speak to or who you talk to, it's a big deal. I do have a set of twins in here, 2 6-year-olds, and they like to talk when I get on live. But I wanted to just share some things with you that I'm heartbroken about. And I want you to really take a look into your life and everything. Like I told you, there's nothing new under the sun. There's some things that's really going on in this world that really need to be checked. There's no new wars. There's no new religious wars. There's no new racism. It just haven't hit your home yet, if it haven't hit there. But it hit mine. And it been hitting mine for years upon years. Because my battle buddies is my family as well. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. I go live on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Why do I have a crown on my head? I don't know why you got a crown. But I thank you for being there. I thank you for just being here with me. I thank you for talking back to me. I thank you for sharing the videos. I'm thanking you for commenting. And I want you to just take another consideration and pray for my family. I lost my brother-in-law this past Friday. And it's hard right now for us. But I didn't want to miss to let you know that I got to be real and transparent. We got to let these things go because I and the color of our skin don't look like the other people. And we really got to take in consideration what's going on. And don't take just because you read something for fact or truth. A full investigation is still going on. Some people have been suspended or put on leave until it's finished, which is okay. It was just more than one side of the story. People trying to write a narrative or try to read into it, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just keep us in prayer. And thank you, each and every person that understands and that's on the page right now. Justice will prevail. So with that, I want to say goodbye and thank you so much. And I will hope to see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.